Welcome, welcome. So if anyone joins, maybe the video that would go up after for this. Right now, I'm not exactly sure what I'll end up doing. Probably just messing around with the Overwatch workshops. So mainly for the stream, more so than the video. It's also the first time I've touched Overwatch in general in a long time. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Connor and Poseidon's Mafia. That's a killer username. And by killer, I mean it killed me to try and say it. Ahoy! What am I doing now? I'm about to decide. I thought I'd hop on and stream. I've just gotten an upgrade to my setup, and I thought I'd be able to stream a bit better than I had in the past. I don't know if you had seen my previous streams or videos, but my internet was not good, and now it is better, so we'll see what we can do. Well, now that we have a few people, I might as well make a custom game, have some people join. This is not my Overwatch account, for one. Let's do this over here. Cool, cool. When the streamer sees your comment. Well, I mean, that can happen when you have, what, 8 viewers or so? I can actually talk to you guys. Yeah, it has been a while. So... I think, does anyone have like a code they want to jump in with? If not, I'm just going to create a game. Everyone. And then... What's server load? Displays server performance characteristics. Interesting. In the chamber? I don't think so. Let me know if you guys are experiencing a bad connection on the server end. I'm still messing around with a lot of settings to see how much my PC and internet can handle. But I'm in a what's it called? A custom game called the Shrewsbury. It's public to everyone on the main server for America.
With every death comes honor.
So anyone can join me if they wish, but
Redemption.
then eventually I'm going to brainstorm and see what I'm actually going to do today. But I think a good use of this stream time is to just probably just talk to you guys. Connect back up again, see what you guys have maybe been working on or just been up to in general. Like, honestly, we can just talk about life. My room sounds very empty. By that you mean what? It's quiet? I mean, it's pretty empty, yeah. Let me see if I can... I think I personally am going to play a quick play game to... That's also a bad idea. I should probably just start working on something. So let's brainstorm. I'm actually going to read like the Discord channel that I've been kind of skimming for the past several months. Let me see if I can split this like that. Strange. Code share. Let's take a look at some code shares. Shrew, help me. I saw a water drinking tutorial on YouTube, but it was unclear, and I accidentally built a sofa. Help. That... So, where do I start? Drinking water is important, so we should probably get this nailed down. But building sofas, that's a good thing to also do. I don't have a webcam, so I can't explain this, but so to drink water, first you have to make sure that there is water, and then you drink it. I think I'm actually gonna take a look at this. This looks like a whole...
I'll be watching over. Let's get to the...
Oh, is this mass res? Yeah.
Greetings. Let me get... Heroes never die.
That's cool.
Mercy on call. The battle continues.
Wait, what just happened?
I understand. Continues.
Did they...
Mercy on call. The battle continues. I understand.
Okay.
Heroes never die. I'll be watching over.
So...
Heroes never die. I'll be watching over you. Heroes never die.
So what is this? Is it a mod that when people die, they don't actually die so that we can, quote, res them?
Never die.
I'm just confused what this is.
I'll be watching over you. Heroes never die.
Is it just a mercy rework?
Heroes never die.
Is it possible to bring back Scatter Arrow on the workshop? That would be fun to try. We can brainstorm that. So, the thing with Scatter Arrow is
Affirmative.
it's... I know one way we can do it, and it'd be kind of complicated, but it would be fine. So, let me pull this up. So, Scatter Arrow obviously works by you have like walls and stuff, like you got a room, and then you got the Scatter Arrow, and it's gonna like bounce at normal, like whatever angle that the arrow came out from, it's gonna bounce a few times, and then at any point in this bounce, whether the person's here, if they're here, we're gonna connect it as a hit. We're gonna deal damage. We know how to do that. So what we would have to do is ray cast a line. You know how when we had like a beam weapon, so we have an enemy, we've got us, and we've got a beam weapon. That's possible. I have a tutorial about that pretty early on, actually. We just need to also add a beam that bounces off of angles. And something you could do is you could treat this beam as the first beam. And when we get to this point, we're going to create another beam that starts at the hit location of this one. And it's going to move out in the angle. So this is generic angle at this point, but I'll get to what that is. And we're going to repeat that a few times. But the angle can be calculated from what's called a normal. So I don't have the Overwatch workshop up here, but a normal is the angle that a surface is. So if we have like, I'm bad at drawing surfaces, but so yeah, if you have a wall right here, the normal is like this line. It's like what that flat face points towards. So it would use some trig we would basically have to do, but you could cast a whole bunch of different rays. It sounds interesting. The only thing you would have to do is then add effects and find some sort of mechanic to have it only bounce a certain number of times or a random number of times. But this sounds like this might break my frames. What happens when you fall off the map? Isn't normal perpendicular to the surface? Yeah, that's the best way to say it. I always think of it as like if you were to bounce something off of it, it would, yeah, perpendicular to the surface works great. So that's how we would do scatter arrow. I might end up doing that. We'll see. Let me at least look and whoop. What is going on? Okay. So I'll start that. If anyone wants to jump in and, you know, do your worst, but I'm gonna be playing around with a few code blocks.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
So
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
okay, so let's just. We might not finish this, but I just want to start experimenting with it. It was a good suggestion. Play on PS4, unfortunately. Yeah, it's unfortunate for the stream, but it's good that you at least play. Am I right? So, wonder how I want to do this. Let's actually go to Hanzo. So
With every death comes honor.
we're gonna want to replace. You know what would be cool? What if we just made Hanzo so cool that he both had Storm Arrow and Scatter Arrow, where each Storm Arrow scattered, like it bounced off a few walls? It would that be broken? I don't think it'd be broken because the way he is now is like Storm Arrow doesn't do much. You know, the point is like if you don't charge a full headshot or you hit a body shot, you just spray and pray until you finish up a kill. What making a scatter storm arrow would do is if people are running away, maybe if I body shot them and they got behind cover, there's a small chance that I can be good at it, kind of like Sigma's thing, and be able to clean up. It would make him a bit more threatening. I don't know if he'd be more luck-based than he already is, but it'd be worth a shot. Yeah, what do you guys think? OP or balanced? What am I doing? Nope. Scatter storm arrow. So and then we'll make this for. So I'm not meaning 5 scatter arrows, sorry, maybe I wasn't clear. I'm meaning that each one of the storm arrows bounces, let's say 2 times before its final trajectory and then it'll despawn. So it's not like you can just totally light up a room. You can just bounce shot each storm arrow. It will be balanced at each bounce the damage is reduced. We could play with that. I feel like the only thing with that is it's kind of like for the it makes you think that after the second or third bounce, like maybe it should only bounce once and we should just have one chance to, because nobody in, so you know, like when you play pool, you bounce it off the wall sometimes to hit a ball, and then some pro players can bounce it twice and hit a ball, but like once you get to 2 or 3 bounces, it's like so hard to predict, and especially if you have like a game where it's all in 3 dimensions and people are moving, nobody's going to calculate a shot that is like 2 or 3 bounces, so maybe it should just be 1 bounce. Alright, let's see. So let's make it for just Hanzo. Let me just check real quick. Here's oops. I always forget. So there's a little bit of fall off, but not a lot. That's the thing. So with Storm Arrow, like, the only hard part about this would be it would work really well if we could just raycast in a straight line. But the problem is there's some fall off to these arrows. Like it's landing about where that yellow thing, like the top of that yellow thing. So a simple raycast would be probably the only way to do it. It would just feel kind of strange. Hmm. Um. Okay. Increase. Can you do that? The only problem is we can't really we can't really use the actual arrows. We kind of have to use our own what would you say, ray casting. Because if we're doing multiple bounces, there's no way we can change the arrow itself. So let's first do a basic. Okay. So if using the ability, then primary fire equals true, then ooh, we'll do this all with beams first. This will be cool. Hello, Galax Master. How you doing? We'll do this in Aqua. Is going to be add the to multiply the wait a minute, so it's no, okay, start position is the I position of the event player. End position is add the I position to the facing direction of the event player times 1,000. Always a strange calculation. Oh wait, do we have to restart? I'm doing pretty good, Galax Master. I have a question. Do you know how to create modification damage for any specific ability? Yes, I do. Just give me a quick second. I just want to test this out real quick. So, modification damage for a specific ability. The easiest way to do that is to detect when the player is about to use an ability, and then you give them a damage boost for the duration of that ability, and then you cut it off. Now, there's going to be a few edge cases where there are abilities that last for a duration, which means that it'll overlap and maybe affect some other abilities, but that would be the simplest way. You could let me know if that answers your question. I could also go more in depth if you wish. Oh, we have to be using ability 2. Ooh. I think. Ugh. You would like to add this to a melee, so you just want to up the amount of damage for a melee? Yeah, so I would Are you trying to do an instant kill melee or just a higher damage melee? Do not reevaluate.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
With every death comes honor.
Ooh, that's so cool, honestly.
Redemption.
It's like a lightsaber. And it's only gonna work when, okay, so, okay, so you just want a higher amount of damage. So, let me see if I can quickly kind of figure this out for you. So, you could do, can't use using abilities, so you would have to say the button constant. So the damage dealt of one or players to a percentage of their damage dealt. And then sorry, I'm thinking it through first, and then I'll explain it more. So. Oh, oops. All right, so now I might need someone to test. So if anyone could jump in, that would be cool. But I believe something along these lines should work. So this is just saying if we're holding down the melee button, we're going to set our damage to 200%, and then if we're not holding the melee button, reset it back to 100%. That's pretty key. Otherwise, you're going to, the first time you do it, you're going to set it to 200% and it'll stay there. And this will work as for melee because all characters in the game, if they're meleeing, they can't use an ability, which means that, and also the melee takes time to get into the animation. So it should give it time to update, and let me know if that works if no one comes in. But yeah. Oops. Yeah, let me know if that helped for you. Hello, Shrews. What's up? I have a question. I can't stay now, but is there any way to watch the VOD of this stream? I can come. You can. I mean, it should be on YouTube afterwards. Oh, cool. Yeah, so it's a Shrewsbury, open to everyone. In the America server.
Traveling to Horizon Luna.
Looks like someone joined the game, but made an oopsie.
With every death comes honor.
There we go.
With honor, redemption.
So that's set up now. So to recap, what we've done is besides the other quick script, the double the damage for melee, Scatter Storm Arrow, we're working on an ability that will combine Scatter Arrow and Storm Arrow. So it's Storm Arrow, but each one of those arrows can bounce a few times within a room. So what we have right now is, if we're currently using ability 2, that's Storm Arrow. So because Storm Arrow is a channeled ability, it will stay active through the duration. So as long as we're activating it, anytime we're gonna hit the left click button, aka shoot a storm arrow. Right now we're just creating a beam effect. And just to show the first line, but now we're gonna move on to making a second line come out from that position. So let's go ahead and take a variable. So let's do set player variable. We'll do A, B, and C for the like the sake of this example, but understand that you could probably want to rename your own variables and things like that. So we're going to set this to be that raycast hit thing that we had before. So so we add oh boy, so yeah, the I position. So we have to start at the I position of the event player, and then we're going to add what they're looking at, if that makes sense. So we're going to add a multiplication of the facing direction of the event player and the number 1000. So it's really hard to explain. I had another video earlier on. This one was for the aimbot tutorial, if you want to just go back and look at that. But that's kind of how you get the raycast hit position. Well, actually, I might be totally wrong. I think we just used raycast hit position. Oh, we do have to do this. So we have to start at I position of the event player, and then we do that ray. So we need to add the I position to the multiplication of the facing direction of the player times 1000. Oops. And then let's go ahead and start using this variable just so we know that everything's good. So instead of using recalculating it, we're going to use player variable A. Let's see if this works. There's some echo in the room. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
With every death comes honor. With honor,
Whoa.
redemption.
So this looks pretty good. Now, yeah, so this is good. So what we are hoping for is that it stops at a wall and it doesn't continue on forever. So, oh wait, I want to do something. That is just awesome. Have you guys seen the videos of the guy who made like the map editor for Overwatch? I thought that was really cool. Dude, there's so much stuff you can do with this. Anywho, now that we have that, we can continue. So now that we have that first location, all we have to do is set player variable B to be like the second location. So we're going to start working on that. To be this will be okay. So this is actually a lot simpler than it seems. So we're going to use that same raycast hit thing, except we're going to replace our facing direction with the normal of the surface that we are looking at for A. So the script is going to get long, but the concept is pretty simple. So so we're trying to get the location of the second thing. So it's still going to be a raycast hit position at this point because we're working on the location. And the start position is simply going to be player variable A. And then the end position is going to be, hey look, people mowing the lawn. It's going to be player variable A. Oh shoot, it is not. It's going to be add player variable A to the multiplication of the, alright, oh I hear someone. Just try not to kill me, that's all I ask, because it'll make the screen fade to black and it's really annoying. Unless they change that, it sounds like I just died. Okay, so now instead of getting the facing direction of us, we need to get the normal of another thing. So let's do this in another thing. Let's do X. Okay. So all we have to do is calculate X. I just wanted to break it out into a different block, if that makes sense. So X is going to equal the raycast hit normal. This is the new thing. So it's going to start from. Okay, so let me hop out to paint actually. So alright, so we got our wall. And then we got our scatter arrow here. Let me draw us first. And right now we're trying to hit the wall and then bounce off. We're creating two beams. So first we have our location, really easy to calculate. And then we can do a raycast hit position to, let's use green for that. So we have our location is location 1. Location 2 is the raycast hit position, which is easy to calculate. And then we have location 3, which we're working on now. So if we can get this position using that raycast hit thing we did before, now we need this angle here, and that's using the raycast hit normal. So the raycast hit normal, it's going to start at our location and go to the wall, and we're going to return back the angle from it. So we're kind of going back a step, but that's why. So we're going to start at the I position, and we're going to end at player variable A. Let's actually, rather than doing that, we're going to end at, we're going to do the calculation again, just to make sure that we go far enough and it doesn't stop too early before it can connect to that wall. So add the eye position of the event player plus the multiplication of the facing direction of us times 1,000. Alright, so we gotta make sure we put that above, so we calculate x first. And then I'm going to copy this, paste it in, and we're going to create a new beam effect that it's going to start at player variable A, and it's going to go to player variable B. Okay, let me read the chat. Blizzard should add that. Yeah, I've been hoping for some sort of map editor. It's just like, I bet they don't want people making really stupid maps and that being all over social media and things like that. And they're like, oh, is Overwatch a stupid game now? I think they should rename the variables. Oh, yeah. Ideally, I should be renaming these variables. We can always just go back. I like how they have the feature where you can just directly change them. But yeah, it is good coding practice. I'm just simply demonstrating this. So, will the bounce beam be instantaneous? Wow. As of right now, yes. So we'll come back to that.
Traveling to Route 66.
Okay.
With every death comes
Here we go.
honor. With honor, redemption.
So, looks like it's not working. Now we just have to figure out why. This is the fun part. So X isn't getting assigned to anything. That's one thing. Raycast hit normal. The surface normal of the raycast hit position start at the eye position. Ooh, that's global. That's one thing. Uh-oh, we have to do it all again. What is going on? Oh. To add the eye position times multiply facing direction of. Okay. Yeah, I was just setting the wrong variable. So let's see how it works.
Traveling to Hanamura.
Where's our hands up? There he is.
With every death comes honor. With honor, redemption.
I wonder if that's our second line. Oh, it kind of. You seeing this? It seems. I think we're doing our math wrong. It's almost. You seen this? So. Is it at least consistently incorrect? It's always going that way, which is the funny thing. Yeah. If Disney movies taught me anything, it's that you have to believe in yourself to do whatever you want. That's what I got too. So that's wrong-ish. Let you try just once. Yeah, if anyone wants to switch to it. Okay, I tested your scripts, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm getting there too. Wait, are you talking about the melee thing? Interesting. One second. Hey, Shrew, I'm working on a game mode called Overwatch Remix, which is a full rebalanced Overwatch. It also changes the way characters play. Neat. I'd be willing to look at it if you have the code, but yeah, it's cool to see other people's interpretations and where the game could be. Yeah, with that melee thing, let me see. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna punch our Genji dude, see how much damage it deals. That looks like the normal amount, right? So it seems like the normal is being set in, well, let's look this up. Alright, so there is something that we're forgetting about. So the normal is like D here, so we can't just do that. Like it needs to be the actual angle, but my math knowledge is failing me. So all right. Hate to say it, but I'll probably give up on this. I'm just trying to explain how, like, it's possible. Because that was like a chat comment from the beginning of the stream. So yeah, it's definitely possible. I just don't want to waste too much time on it. It's trig, it's physics, it's angle in equals angle out. So you're probably going to have to adjust that angle that it comes out at to be something based on where the player is relative to that position that you're hitting, because otherwise it's just going to bounce out at the exact same angle based on the surface regardless of where you're at. And we know that's incorrect, because if I hit this, it's going to come straight back at me, where if I hit this, it's going to bounce out towards here. So that's that. Alright, I'm going to check out a code actually. Alright, the code for Overwatch Remix. So, Overwatch Remix, submitted by X33, is quirky. So, you said that this is a, like, rebalance of Overwatch. So I'm excited to see what you have in store. Hello again, Alan Kussner. Yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. Hopefully we can just kind of do some laid back things. I'm not going to dive into a deep tutorial today. I'm just looking to answer some questions that you guys might have, check out what you guys have been doing, reconnect a little bit, and just test how well my stream quality is and everything like that. So, glad everyone could stop by. Let's try Diva. Press interact to spot an enemy. Up there. Oh, you're on a different map? 20 seconds on boosters. I don't know why it's spotting an enemy up there. Maybe a little glitch in the code. Let's do this in like skirmish mode. Oops. Still a work in progress, yeah. As are everything. As are everything, yeah. What? Am I spectating my own game? Oh, did you... What? Yeah, we'll just turn deathmatch back on. I just want to be able to like change my hero, you know. Spotting is weird, and if you don't spot them with your reticle, it just makes a plane in a certain position. Okay. I think I get it. Pick lobby and yeah, you're right. Where is that though? And let's go back. How about you tell me a few characters you want me to check out, and I'll be sure to check those out. Because I'm probably not going to go through all of them. Alright, anyone can join, by the way. This is a Shrewsbury, open to everyone on the American servers. I'm going to check out Reinhardt. Let's see what you've done with the guy. R1 overheat ability 0. Does that mean... Oh. Oh wait, anyone can spot an enemy. Strange. Do you want to... Yes. You should try Rhine, Junkrat, and Sigma. Okay, cool. Should be 9 minus Raycast hit normal. I don't know if you're right, because when are we calculating where we are relative to that thing, right? It shouldn't just be 90, it should be like something about my position. R1 equals E. So I burst on fire when that happens. Interesting. And then I assume all the damage numbers are adjusted and all that stuff. So in general, do you want to say anything about like the types of design decisions you made for this compared to Overwatch? Like what in general is different? Because it's kind of hard to see without playing full game. Overheat makes you take some damage, but lets you dish out more damage. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you work on that. I gotta find the spawn room. I want to check out Junkrat. Junkrat passive. When Junkrat is killed, the closest player to Junkrat will get pulled towards him. Oh, so it's just like you get the kill. Like you, it's the same passive. I really like your messages that you pop up to the user. It's really helpful because, like, yeah, we don't know what your code does. I always think that's a good thing to do. I am still... Do you mean, like, is the spot an enemy thing like a ping system? Essentially, characters are split into melee and ranged. Okay, that's probably a better distinction. So it's kind of like, and then they're balanced accordingly. Is there a roll lock based on ranged and melee? Yeah. I'm glad that that tutorial was something that you decided to work from. I always think that, yeah, I've always thought Overwatch needs some sort of ping system. I kind of threw that video together, but I think it could very much be expanded upon. And one of those things is, like, if your character can reasonably see another enemy, and it's because you don't want it to give away information that you didn't already know. You just want it to be like, wow, I'm looking at this enemy and I can kind of point towards him, maybe hit interact, and it will ping the person that the game thinks that I'm focusing on. There's no roll lock, however, you can only choose 2 of the same characters. Oh, that's fun. Was that me or was that... So, all shift abilities for me deal fire damage to me? Or most of them? It's interesting. That was me, yeah. Ghost Doggo. Joined and left again. Oops. Okay, interesting. Alright, I think, this ability is supposed to be a last stand kind of thing. What do you mean by that? Like, because obviously it's like he's defending himself, but if he's taking damage when he does it, seems a bit odd. Cool. Also, if anyone else has any other questions about their scripts or want to show off anything, I'm open to that. If we run out of things to talk about, I might jump into like a quick play game. Anyone is welcome to queue with me. I won't be streaming for all too long. Just thought I'd touch bases, do nothing ambitious, just so I could get myself to actually stream. Yeah, that's what I was asking. It seems like the overheat ability is good for Rhine, maybe not for Sigma though.
Moira by your side. Understood. Thank you.
Pretty much, I want people to play with Sigma carefully, as he is kind of a sniper with the way I have him set up. What do you mean? Oh, did you change his... Oh, yeah, there are a lot of nuances that I would love to play with, but you changed his range, didn't you? Yeah, that's ginormous. Yeah, I guess I can join your group, that's fine. I see what you mean. So I feel like I'm not going to be able to like enjoy this as much unless I had like a full game to play with it. But yeah, definitely like if we're streaming later or something and you joined and we have enough people, I would love to play like a full game with this. Yeah, because that range is huge. I do like it. Oh, and also is that rock different too? Is it further?
Observe the barrier. Back to me.
Yep. Okay, cool. I think I might, hello amigos, Vantio135. Let's play one quick play game. I haven't played this game in a bit. Yeah, yeah, I do like the concept of ranged and melee. So it's kind of that explicit design decision that you're making. So how much have you tested it? Like, do you know if a certain type of comp is favored over the other? Because, yeah.
Traveling towards Naya Industries. Prepare your defenses.
Thanks, Hardcore Chewy. Oh my gosh, we're double tank. That never happens. I got this.
Together, we are strong.
Everyone sign a life insurance policy.
Stream health. Poor.
Attackers incoming. Let's
So it says my stream quality is poor. I'm wondering how you guys are dealing with that. What's all this about? Yeah, good question. So we were starting off the day with just a few questions that people have about the Overwatch workshop, with their specific code or to show off their code. And then I pulled them up, looked at them, things like that. Right now I'm just playing a quick play game. I might bounce around. Today I don't have any particular plan. I just kind of wanted to stream, hang out with everyone, see how everyone's doing. Oh. Also, my latency isn't good here. I just moved into a new place, by the way, and that's kind of why I was able to get better internet, things like that. The speed is good, the latency is not. As it goes. Uh-oh. I do have, after this game, I do have a few things we could talk about, so.
Ich bin da.
Let's go. Gotta love that bubble. Yeah, my latency is killer. Big plays, big plays. Insane. Gotta get them with that double grab. They have no idea what to do.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Someone ready to firing because I want to roll.
Wonder if my bad things. Hit me instead. Oh my gosh. No. It's okay, we got this. Dinky ball time. That was a close one. Oh boy. Oh. Bad position. Personally, I actually code in Python, which is why Workshop is so appealing to me. Interesting. Um, Frames are low. Yeah, I have it set to 50 just so I could like get a bit more quality out. Um, yeah, coding and Workshop, similar skills. Yeah, I have a coding background too, and that's why I jumped into Workshop. And so that's the big thing. So that's the big topic of conversation for me is like I feel like the people who actually code Workshop have some sort of coding background, and that's why they were drawn to it. Because I feel like it's really hard to get into Workshop in general unless you're trying to do like a quick little modification. And the Workshop editor is pretty dang good, especially because you can literally code on console. But I would almost like just straight up like code like just by like typing like normal syntax rather than like the drop downs. And you can kind of do that. You can put it into C, and you can copy and paste it in. But yeah. Yeah, somebody commented literally what I just said, Nathan. Um, yeah, I've heard about like those high level things that compile down into workshop code. I haven't really given them a good try yet, but yeah. I mean, yeah, so that's a good point. I'm curious how many of you guys have coding background because I hear a few of you guys talking about it because I was considering making other coding tutorials on here. I didn't want to stray too far from the Overwatch workshop considering that's where most of my viewers are centered and where they've come from. But there are a few other projects that I'm working on, specifically with like Unity game engine, and I was just curious to see if you guys would be interested in learning about that, or if you prefer the workshop stuff. Internet cut out. What's my favorite Pixar movie? I always forget what. So Pixar is just anything that's like Disney but animated. Is that how that works? I like. Let me. It's like one of those things where you know your favorite, but like when somebody asks you, you forget. So I'm gonna look up all the Pixar movies right now. Probably The Incredibles. Yeah, I'm gonna go with The Incredibles. New friend request. Sure. I have a background in Python and I'm learning C++. Would be better for workshop and scripting UI like Unreal Engine for blueprints. Oh, you're saying that if they had like a blueprint type manager for the Overwatch workshop. Man, I haven't messed around with that a lot. Usually I just straight up code it. The only reason workshop is the way that it is because it's console supported. So if like you can do the whole thing without having a mouse is the big thing. It's just drop downs and you can type in values, and that's the big bottleneck. I mean, for what it does, it's pretty amazing, but it's not ideal for extensive coding, and that's why you're probably gonna have to go to third-party things. Like those compilers that compile it down to workshop code. Yeah, I have a quite a bit of a delay, I've noticed, so I kind of read messages when I can. Okay. Anybody have any other questions about workshop at the moment? Anything I could jump into? If we had more people, we could maybe do the humans versus zombies that Mazone HD suggested, but I feel like we don't have too many people that are like actively playing. I want to start coding. What is a good place to start? Yeah, Python's pretty good. So Python is going to be Python will take care of a lot of the weird things about coding, like a lot of the nitty gritty things it'll just do automatically for you, and that's why a lot of people like it. So Python's pretty good. You're just gonna need to get off the ground with probably like Code Academy is a thing. If you know nothing, they have like some basic tutorials for Python. Like you'll have to get those concepts down, and then it just comes with practice. So you have to make small assignments for yourself. Like I want to make a calculator, and you make a calculator, and you work up from there. You could also take the approach of using a high-level program. For example, like Overwatch Workshop will teach you a few concepts. You could also try using Unity or Unreal to understand the process. So like the whole idea of using variables and storing that information and using it and comparing it to one another. That's the big part of the thinking part of coding, and then like learning the actual syntax, like how you actually hook everything up, like what you actually type is the other thing. So I would highly recommend you make an assignment for yourself. You look up tutorials, you look up code snippets, you steal people's code and piece it together and just play with it, understand it. Jeff, in an old Overwatch update video, said that we will have bigger update in Overwatch. I think is after Overwatch 2 release. So yeah, was that the one, his quarantine one, where you duct tape the thing to the box? I think he was talking about features that were actually going out. They're all just tiny quality of life things. It would be cool if Overwatch 2 launched with something big. I doubt it's at the top of their agenda though. I think they're focusing on content, because the thing about Overwatch Workshop is like people use it, not a lot of people code for it, so that's the thing. Is Python free? Assuming you mean Python, yeah, most everything is free, so you just need to get something that can run it. So what I would recommend, code. I don't think this is it. So most like online learning platforms, whatever you find, I mean they're very similar. They'll have like a way for the code to run within the browser, and you can test it out. That's probably going to be the easiest startup way. But when you start dealing with Java, you can get Eclipse. You can get compilers. Basically, the cool thing about computer science is that everything's free in some way. There's always an open source version of something. Yeah, you can download Python. You just have to, so usually the way that Python works is you download it. From, I think this works. Yeah, you just download the newest version, and then you have to run it in command prompt. So I type cmd, and then you'll have it here, and then you can run it right in the terminal. I wonder if I have it. Oops. So like, I don't know. But yeah, you use the terminal for most of those things. Yeah, obviously you should jump around. This is X33. You should jump around and learn different languages. The bottleneck with Python is that it can be not too efficient when you make bigger programs, and it runs in a different way. You obviously want to try around different things, but like once you learn one language, the other ones become significantly easier. Would a resized player actually work in the Overwatch workshop? I don't think you can resize the whole player. That'd be really funny if you could, but there's nothing there for now. The best you could do is you could start a new camera at a different height, and you could make your character model like invisible. You can make it look like you're smaller or bigger, but that's about it. Yeah. All right, so I think this is nearing the end of my quick get to know you stream today. I will warn, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to go with the YouTube channel. I haven't touched Overwatch Workshop in a while. I might expand it to just other coding tutorials. I don't really know. But in general, it was good to connect with everyone and see that. So until next time, have a good day, everyone. I hope everyone's, what is it, Thursday, Friday, I don't even know, is good. If you're working on a workshop code, do a great job with it. Keep it clean, keep it fun. But thanks everyone for stopping by. See ya.